Hello everybody, how are you doing today? Welcome back to another energy reading for the week of September 20th. I am your Awakening Life Coach, Trisha Schinkel from innerbuddha.ca. So how are you guys doing today? What is going on? How was your weekend? How was last week? What are you guys working through? There's a lot. I know every week there's always something that we need to work on. There's always something that's giving us a hard time or something that we're being challenged by. And I feel like this week is calling for personal card readings. And hello, Amelia. Thanks so much for coming on. Hello, Elisa. Hello. Everybody's coming on. So let me know if you want a personal card pulled for you today. Drop it in the comments. Yes, me, please. And I will make sure to pull a card for you as well. If you have a specific question, put it in the comments as well, so we can work on that specific question, whatever you're working through in your spiritual journey. Because the thing is that the spiritual journey is not easy. It never was made to be easy. And that's the thing, right? So yes, Elisa, I will definitely pull a card for you. It's just a matter of being able to tune into that inner guidance. And a lot of the times there's so much chaotic stuff going on that it's hard to even tune into it, right? It's hard to even hear it. Yes, Amelia, I will definitely pull a card for you as well. Okay, so I'm going to write these down because I don't want to forget. Okay, so Elisa first and then Amelia after. Okay, so really it's just about what is going to make things easier for you, right? Because we're going through the hard stuff on purpose, because that's what makes you grow. That's what makes you expand, right? And it's easy to get caught up and swept away with the emotions of it, especially if you're an empath going through this awakening journey right now, right? So I feel like today we are going to tune into some cards for you, those of you that are live with me here now. And let's see what messages have to come forward. So, Elisa, if you have any specific question that you would like answered, let me know. I'm going to pull out my Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light deck. I feel like that's the one for you. Now, I'm just going to get tuned into your energy. And then after I do the live card readings, I will do a general reading for everybody in the group as well. So stay tuned for that. All right, I'm just going to give you a minute if you want to type your question in. I'm also going to connect with your highest self and guides to see what guidance Elisa needs this week. What guidance? What guidance? Is it guidance that you want? I don't know if it's actually guidance. I think there's a message for you. Hang on. Let me just raise my vibration up higher. Okay, at least is honestly just thinking about how I'm doing in your journey. Validation. Okay, yeah, right? Like a message. Like you just need to know, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Am I, right? Those are kind of the questions that come out of that, right? So let's see where Elise is at on her journey. Oh, one card popped up. Here, let's see what it is. Interesting. No. You don't get validation. That's interesting. Your card that popped out was no. It says something just happened there. Okay. I would say you're definitely progressing, but this card tells you you need to start looking inward. All the answers that you're looking for is inward. Do you have a hard time finding those questions or finding those answers when you are looking for something? Do you find yourself going more externally to get your answers than going internally and trusting yourself? Trusting yourself. That's what it is, Alicia. Oh my gosh. Right? Do you trust yourself when you get an inkling, when you get this idea or visual or feeling or sound? Do you trust it? You're not going to get the validation. This is interesting. The universe is like, no, you're not going to get the validation that you want, right? Because you need to look within for that validation. You are the one who validates yourself. That's the message for you today. Interesting. My third eye is like pulsing right now. That is so cool. Well, I mean, the universe kind of gave you a kind of a smack upside the head and said, no, you're not getting what you wanted because you already have it, right? So trust everything that you're doing, everything that you're always on the right path, no matter what, right? That's the thing, because there is no right, there is no wrong, there's only learning. And that's what we get caught up in, right? We get caught up in this, am I doing this right? Is this going to be the best thing for me? Well, guess what? The best thing for you is sometimes the hardest path. The best thing for you sometimes, ooh, I just got chills saying that, is the hard stuff, because that's where the biggest growth is. The biggest challenges that you have is where you grow the most, right? So the validation you want, I think you got it. Okay. That was so cool. Okay. So Amelia, I'm going to give you a moment to, if you needed that hot chills. See? I know. I love this. So Amelia, this is your turn now. I'm going to give you a few minutes if you want to type a question in the comments. If you have something specific that you're looking for, go ahead and type it in. I'm also now going to disconnect from Alisa. Your energy is yours, mine is mine. You are here. Good. Do you have any questions, or do you want just general? Just let me know. I'm also going to now connect to Amelia's highest self. Amelia's highest self and guides, and the messages that she needs first. A card just fell out for you. Just a sec. Okay, Amelia. I have a card for you. General. Okay, well, this is what came out for you. Share your voice. What? I just want you to really tune into what thoughts come out of this when you read this, share your voice. What comes to mind? What blocks come up right away? What are some things that you tell yourself, reasons why you can't do it? Those are the reasons why you need to share your voice. Yeah. The card itself says, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. So persecution, of course, that's the biggest kickers. In past lives, we have been persecuted for speaking our truth, for allowing our true selves to come forward, right? So this lifetime, our soul remembers that. It holds the memories, so it'll hold you back from actually, going forward and sharing your voice, doing the things that you want to truly do, but you're afraid to do. So Amelia, I know you've been getting some cards. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks so much for coming on. I know, Amelia, you've been getting some cards, and these are things that you've been tuning into, and I know these are things you want to be practicing. So now is your time. Your guides are saying, Amelia, you need to start telling people about what you're doing and sharing what's in your heart, sharing what's here, what you've been holding in. Because if you've been holding it in, it's only going to cause you more pain and anguish, right? So tuning into what you want to share, what your message is, now's the time. Isn't that cool? So share your voice. Just share it. That's it. Okay, good. So if anyone else wants a card pulled, let me know. If not, I can just go right into the general card reading. I know when I was first tapping into the energy this week, the first thing that came to mind, now I do get a lot of visuals, and the first thing I had was a crumbling in foundations, in ways of living, a crumbling, just a falling down, just shit falling apart, right? And that's okay. So Amelia says, I've been having a hard time letting people know what I'm up to, so this is crazy, right? Because that's the thing, is the moment we decide something, our brain is equipped to keep us safe. So at the moment we decide to do something out of our comfort zone, it's going to give you 100 million reasons why you should not. And those are the reasons why you actually should do it. And that's the thing that we get so wrapped up in, is all of the things that we tell ourselves that we can't do, but you're fully capable of doing it, right? It's just a matter of getting yourself out of that thought programming, really, right? So there you go. There's your validation for you. So Stephanie, you do want a card. Okay, so let's pull a card for you as well. I haven't seen you for so long, Stephanie. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I've just got chills. Ooh, ooh, okay. I had a card pop up for you. Ah, interesting. So, oh, Amelia says, but yesterday I gave my girlfriend a reading, and I've been getting really great at speaking from my heart and reading aloud. Yeah, that's the thing too, is just trusting. Again, trust. It all comes back to trust, right? I think that's the main message of this week, is to trust what information you're getting and just go with it, right? It may not make sense at the time. It may sound stupid, or you may feel weird doing it. It's just because you've never done it before. That's it. When I first started doing these card readings, I felt like an idiot. I felt like a fraud. I felt like I was making things up. And now I realize that all of those things that were coming to my mind were just my ego trying to protect me. But really, you just have to do it. Just be like Nike and just do it, right? All right, okay. Now we're gonna disconnect from Amelia's energy, and I have the card for Steph. So Steph, what came out for you was you're already doing it. Whatever it is that you keep questioning, what are you going back and forth on? That's what I want my question is to use. What are you going back and forth on? What are you not convinced of? Because your guides want you to know that you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. So what do you keep backpedaling on? What are you afraid to just go for? What are you afraid to leap forward on, Steph? Because there's something there that you've been clearly... Is it your relationship? Is it progressing? Are you guys engaged yet? That's my question. Go ahead, type it in the comments. I really want to know. But I'm curious, Steph, what is this card pertaining to? Because it already is saying that you're already doing it. And this card popped out. When I was shuffling the deck, this card was jumped out. So I know there's a lot of energy tied into this card. So I'm interested to know, Steph, what is it that you're not 100% on yet? No, you're not engaged yet. Well, there's always time. But yeah, stop overthinking. That's the main message, is stop overthinking, because you're already doing it. So just let go and release. Love it, right? Amelia, I love when your card just jumps out. Yeah, I know, right? Then there's no question whether that was the card that you were supposed to pull or not. You can just feel it in the deck. Like when you're cutting it, all I do is this. I just go like that, and then cards just pop out, and I allow them to. The biggest thing is that when I'm cutting cards, I don't like to look at them, because when I'm looking at the card, I feel like I'm controlling the cards, so I look away. That's almost the secret, right? When you're going through and reading oracle cards, they're a tool. It's just learning how to use a tool, right? And if nobody's ever shown you how to use a hammer, you're not going to know how to use it properly, right? So it's just tuning in to what feels right. Like you just go and you don't look at it and you allow it. And plus the thing is, these cards, my cards are all mixed up because my daughter plays with them, so some of them are forward, some of them are backwards. But that's the thing, is just allowing yourself to trust yourself enough that the messages that you're coming out of your mouth is true, and just go with it. And like I said, if it doesn't make sense at first, it will eventually. Okay, so that's it for the cards for the pulls this week. But I'm going to now tap into the energy for the collective, for the group, everyone watching here on Facebook and on YouTube. What I really was tuning into was a crumbling and a breaking down. So that means that things are rumbling, things are shaking, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of the times when you're tuning into chaotic energy, it can be kind of scary, because right now things have to come up for them to be released, right? So it has to come up, it has to go. So Amelia says, you got me pacing. Well, you know what? Honestly, just play with it. Have fun, because that's the energy that's going to do you the best good, right? Okay, so because I felt some really chaotic energy in the collective really is just a term for everybody, right? What happens is when I'm tuning into the energies, I'm actually tapping into the Earth's energetic grid, right? So if you can imagine, I'm not sure if you've ever seen a picture of the Earth's energetic grid before, but when you tap into that, you have to be prepared. You have to be grounded, and you have to understand that when you're tapping into that energy, everything is going to come up. So you have to be prepared for that, right? And it's about navigating through and asking your guides to kind of show you what pertains to the messages or not, right? So full moon tonight, yeah, Yeah, the full moon always likes to illuminate all of those things that you've been hiding from yourself, right? And kind of show them to you. A good thing to do with the full moon, if you haven't already, is A, charge your crystals. So put them in the moonlight. And B, you can make moon water. So you can make moon water with elixirs or just moon waters with intention. So moon water, you're just basically putting because water itself is an amplifier, right? If you use quartz crystals, like those clear quartz crystals, those are also amplifiers as well. So if you want to amplify an intention, if you have something that you're working on, put that in the window, put your intention underneath the glass to magnify it, to amplify it, and then allow the moon or the water to sit in the moonlight. Put the crystals in there. You can use amethyst. Make sure that they're tumbled though, that they're not raw crystals, right? Emilia says, yes, crystals going out and always forget to moon water. I know, you know what? And that's the thing too, is that I haven't made a lot of moon water. I know how to do it. I know, and I haven't done it a lot myself. So maybe it's time, right? Maybe this is my reminder. So yeah, basically, if anything is falling apart in your life, it's supposed to. Let it. That's the main message for the collective right now, for everyone that didn't get a chance to come on live. If you're watching this replay and you feel really connected to, you know, things that are falling away and you feel really attached and you're having a hard time letting go, it's mainly allowing yourself to see the pain that it causes you. Because when you're tuning into that pain, it's not so much to get swept away in the pain and go down that rabbit hole. It's to understand what is actually causing that pain. What's actually, you know, the thorn in your side. So just allow yourself to see what comes up, especially with the full moon, especially with all the energies that are coming through this week and all the changes in the frequencies. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, the energy of the earth is rising, which means there's that quickening. The quickening is the energy going higher, right? And as the energy rises up, the energy fluctuates at a quicker pace, right? The higher we go, the faster it goes. And that it's just rising no matter what, right? That's just where we're at. We're in the ascension. We're in this awakening. We're on this roller coaster of a ride. So that is just basically, you know, the little bits of what's going on. So it's always good to know, since the energy is quickening, that also means that manifestations are also quickening. The process, like the time for manifestations to come into reality, is becoming a lot more shorter and quicker. And if you've noticed, if there's things that you complain about or things that kind of just irk you the wrong way, and if you just complain about it and then throw it out there, and then all of a sudden something more comes in about that really quickly, faster than it usually did, you might notice that in those ways. It also works in good ways too. So if you are also putting the good intentions out there and asking for your guides to reveal to you, you know, what it is that you need to work on, things are going to start coming up a lot faster. Start playing with the universe more, putting out those questions. Questions are powerful and they are changing, life changing as well, right? So I'm tapping into my Sacred Geometry Energies deck, and I just want to know what activations in energies do we need to do this week to navigate the crumbling, the falling apart, right? The not so good stuff. Interesting. Okay. The one card that came out was synergy. That is very interesting. Synergy. So it says the frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance to the not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, which is really interesting because that's exactly what we're doing right now as a collective in humanity. Is we're calling in new ways of being, of living, of experiencing life now, right? So we're also looking at new ways of working, of thinking, of relating, of loving and being, right? So it reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that you can yet get exciting correlations so that you can give birth to new reality, right? So it's about making and creating that new reality for yourself. And the crumbling away, the stuff that's falling apart, it's just showing you where your earthly attachments are. Earthly attachments is what causes pain. The second you can let go of any attachments that you have, the easier everything is going to go for you, right? So, because that's the thing, it's falling away to make room for something bigger, something new, something better, right? So allow it, allow it, allow it, allow it. So I'm gonna pull up the book and see what it says in here about this card. Okay, so in this activation, synergy represents through the uncommon, or rather bold, choice of color combinations. So they're talking about this card here. So the way that the colors go together. By itself, the pink represents the divine feminine attributes of love, right? And nurturing, stillness, receptivity. And the bright yellow / green colors represent new energies through clarity, beauty, and exhilaration. The purple brings in consciousness, insight, and while the opening at the top of the represents the channel that allows input from a higher place. So let's see how it kind of opens up right here. That also represents your crown chakra, right? So that place where we allow, so all of these colors hold a vibration. All of these colors hold an energy, right? And when you bring them together, it activates the energy of synergy, which is really cool. So it says the communication is taken in through the top, right? Brought to the core, so into your root, surrounded by the pink loving light, and transcended to release into the earth plane into an appropriate energy that is in alignment with consciousness there. So the effects of this release ripples through the emotional planes. So the water, right? Energy of emotions is activated through water. It's very flowing, right? It says, and then we have the mental plane. So they all kind of play into each other. The mental, the emotional, they all come together, and they can even affect us on the DNA level. So that's where you get your sickness, your diseases, and things like that. Because when something's off balance, that's when disharmony comes from. That's when dysfunction lays in, right? So you just really got to be aware of that. So it's activating, allowing for new ways of working, thinking, relating, loving, and being, right? That is the end result. And that is what we are moving into. So that's pretty exciting. So activating the energy of synergy. And the number that it has on there is 41. 41. Looks like 14 because it's backwards, but it's actually 41. So that could have some significance in play as well. All right, so I'm going to pull out the animal totem of the week. And let's see what messages the animal totem has to bring us this week. Oh, there we go. Interesting. The animal totem of the week is the monkey, which I feel like this card keeps popping up a lot. There's a lot of monkey energy. And monkey energy is all about play. It's all about enjoyment of life, pleasures, that sacral energy, right? That orange sacral energy, so your second chakra. So it says, experience all life has to offer. So my question to you is, how are you cutting yourself off from what life has to offer? That's something to kind of consider, right? Are you cutting yourself off? Are you allowing life to bring you those pleasures? Are you allowing the pleasures to seep into your essence, into your body, right? Allowing this, are you being receptive? That's really what it is. Or how are you being receptive? That is what the monkey card really represents. So I'm going to read the book and see what it says from here, but I have a feeling that that's pretty much it, right? So it says the guidance of the monkey. So focus on developing your right brain and your heart. This is the route to ascension and oneness. So the right brain, of course, is all artistic, creative, pleasure, that kind of like almost very feminine energy, right? Stepping into that creative side, the imagination side, right? Activating that imagination part of you. Take out time to relax, have fun, and just be. How many of you out there are allowing yourself to have fun, relax, and just be? Are you scheduling in that time as much as you would for anything else that is important, like a doctor's visit, or, you know, going to get a massage, things like that, acupuncture? You know, what are you scheduling time in for? What is important in your life? It says, enjoy the senses, love your food, smell the flowers, see the beauty everywhere, touch your loved ones, listen with longing expression. How much are you soaking up time? If you have children, now if this is something that you can relate to, you know, let me know. But I know for myself, there's a lot of times where I'm either on my phone or distracted or busy with something, and then you know, there's a reminder to really allow myself to play with my kids and enjoy them, and, you know, experience them as they are right now, right? And if you don't have children, there's many other things you can do that with. You can do it with loved ones, you can do it with pets, you can really just soak in and get that connection and feel that oneness when you guys are together, right? See the beauty, feel it all. So attune to the wonder of nature. That's what the main message is, attune to it. And or the community together. So in this way, you are really connected and understand the oneness. So it is important to be aware of your voice when you are talking or singing. When it is warm and harmonious, the angels can use it to create sonics that purify you and light you up. So you will radiate a pool of healing around you, and not only helping others, but attract good things into your life. Be carefree and joyous. So if I'm going to leave you with anything, the monkey card says it all. Just be carefree. What would life be like if you were more carefree and not caring what other people think of you or how they would judge you? Because here's the thing, nobody judges you more than you judge yourself. So just knowing that, everyone's always worried about them. Nobody really cares really what you are doing. They just care about how it's affecting them. So in turn, that's what's happening to you too. So just be aware that you can really, Amelia says, calling me out. Yeah, we are calling you out again. But that's the thing. Allow yourself to be carefree, play, enjoy, and then the crumbling is not going to be so hard. The foundations that are crumbling down and falling apart, it's going to be an exciting thing instead of a scary thing, because you know when stuff is falling apart, good things are coming. They have to make way for it, right? And that's the main message for this week. So I hope that you guys got the messages that you needed to hear this week, and I hope that you really resonated with what the cards I did pull. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. So that's it for me this week. You guys have an amazing week, and I will see you again very, very soon. Mwah. Take care. Much love.